On this episode of Tiger TV, I'm in the great state of Indiana with Dan Thurston, the owner of the Indiana Rawlings Tigers, and we talk velo, arm care, and weighted balls.
Hi, Baseball Nation. This is Spiker Helms, where I interview the best in the business, where I try to find out what got them to the top. This is their journey, their stories, and our questions. This is Tiger TV.
Hi everybody, welcome back to another edition of Tiger TV. I am in Indiana with the owner of the Indiana Rawlings Tigers, Dan Thurston. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Oh yeah. This is the first year for the Indiana Rawlings Tigers, and we're absolutely thrilled about it. I'm excited about it. I know you're excited about it.
Sure are.
And it's funny because we have this relationship and we see social media and then we talk all the time, and then being down here is just absolutely a thrill. Dana showed us around town, has also helped us out with the university in the previous episode. So it's been a fun day so far, and I am excited. One thing about Dan is he went to Hanover College, played at the NAIA school in Hanover, and his son Ryan plays at Western Kentucky, and he's also the chief of police for the town of Jeffersonville, right?
No, City of Madison.
City of Madison. And he was also a baseball coach for Madison High School for 3 years. So he's busy, he's been around the game, and he helps out the community as well, which is great. So anything else that you'd like to fill in the gaps for that?
Married for 28 years and
There it is.
Parent of 3 great kids.
Oh, that's awesome. And so when going into this season, heading into the first season for the Indiana Rawlings Tigers, what are you looking forward to the most?
Well, I think early on when I spoke with Aaron and he mentioned that the Tigers were really about player development, that's what excited me to be a part of. I didn't get involved in travel baseball to win $8 trophies. I got involved in travel baseball with an organization like the Rawlings Tigers to help kids become better players and have opportunities to play beyond the youth and high school level and continue their playing career beyond those levels.
And when the first winter season, because you know as well as I do, the Tigers season doesn't start on May 31st when the high schools come out and we're ready to go, ready to hit the tournament season hard. It actually starts in August and September, gearing up, getting ready for those tryouts, putting the players in the right spots so that they're successful, and then you have this period where you start developing. You're like, all right, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do this, and then it's about executing. So that first winter, what was it like this last winter, going into it and seeing the players develop into this awesome facility that we're in right now? What was that like?
Well, I'm just thankful that Aaron kind of has already walked the path and kind of had something for us to follow instead of trying to make it up on our own. So I was very thankful for that. But it was really exciting. It's great. You know, pitching is kind of my passion. Arm care, arm strength is kind of is my background, where I come from. And so it was great to pass my experiences and my process onto those players. But then also, you know, from the hitting side, and we had some great hitting instructors in. So just watching those kids, you know, work and try and get better every day was just a great experience.
And then with the and guys, I don't know if you've seen Long Toss Indiana, because that's another entity with Dan, and it's something special. I see it on social media all the time, Instagram, Twitter, and it's big advocate on the Jaeger program as well as the weighted ball program, and being efficient with the arm and being efficient as a pitcher. What excites you about that portion? Because you're very, very good at the pitching side, and then you also have really good instructors on the hitting side, but you really focus in on the pitching side. What does it excite you about that?
Actually, 2 things, and the first is kind of louder, and that's the velocity increase, to see kids' faces light up when they throw the ball harder than they've ever thrown it before, and that's a cool experience. But more important, and we were talking earlier today, is when a kid who's had some arm pain, not an injury, but just arm pain, he's sore the day after he throws. Generally, we see within a 2 to 3 week window after they've been training here, almost like a light bulb moment when he can look at me and say, you know, my arm doesn't hurt anymore the day after I throw. So that's even better for me, because it's one thing to throw it harder, which is great. That's going to open some doors and have some opportunities to play. But if you hurt all the time, then that's going to limit your opportunity to play. So we want them to throw it harder, but we want them to do it safely so that they can do it day after day.
And you see that when you capture that moment on Instagram, when he has a little pocket radar that shows up and goes like this, and then the kid's face just lights up and just gets me amped up. Feels like I'm there, helping the kid out. But that's great. And the biggest thing is like those tournaments, because you have you play back to back to back to back to back, and be able to feel comfortable throughout the whole tournament has to be huge for these players.
Absolutely. And I think travel baseball's kind of been given a bad rap as far as arm injuries go. I think one of the things travel baseball does to contribute maybe to some sore arms is a kid will show up and he'll play a position on Friday, he'll pitch on Saturday, he'll play a position on Sunday, which is all fine.
Yeah.
I mean, as long as his arm's capable of it, that's fine. But then what does he do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday before he shows up to play on Friday?
Yeah.
If he's not doing anything, yes, he's going to have a sore arm and he's potentially going to be injured. But if he's training, both weight room and movement type things, and throwing some, getting some long toss in, getting a bullpen in midweek, then his arms should be prepared and his body should be prepared to handle that stress of playing weekend after weekend after weekend and having a good, strong, healthy arm.
Yeah, and the worst thing to see is like during a tournament, you see teams and the kids are just sitting there on the side before the game, before an hour, and you know as well as I do, we don't do that. But just seeing that, and you're like, his arm is gonna hurt on Sunday. Championship Sunday is not gonna be fun for that guy.
That's exactly right. We've all seen that.
And you just see like you see him Friday, he looks all happy, and then as he goes, and then about Sunday, he's like,
right.
So
and we think that arm injuries or arm pain comes from three sources. One is inefficient movement pattern and how he throws.
Yeah.
One's maybe his body. I mean, if we do a physical assessment here for our athletes that train here, so if his hips or ankles or shoulder or whatever, if he's limited mobility and yet he's still throwing it pretty hard, then yes, that stress has to go somewhere.
Yeah.
Usually it's the elbow or the shoulder. Or threes is training. Like I said, if he's not training on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday and expects to blow it up on the weekend, then he's going to have some issues. And actually what we find, it's all three of those combined. He's got a little bit of an inefficient movement pattern.
Yeah.
He's got a little bit of a body that doesn't function right, and he's not training like he should. So when we combine those three things together, then we have a good, healthy athlete.
And in the pitching realm and the throwing realm, there's been a lot of studies on everything, and you have the long toss program, and there's like, should we long toss? Should we band out? Should we do the weighted ball program? Should I spin on my head and do circles? What do I do? Eat popcorn? What do I do? How do I get my velo up, and how do I feel good?
Yeah, we do all of it.
Except with popcorn and spinning my head.
Yeah. We're big on a pre-throw routine.
Yeah.
And we're pretty passionate on what we do as far as what we call wake up and a warm up. A lot of times you see a coach say, loosen up, and the first thing the kid does is pick up the ball. Well, we don't throw to warm up, we warm up to throw. So we get them warm. We want them sweating a little bit before they ever touch that ball. And part of that is the J-band routine, the Jaeger bands. And then we do the weighted ball, we do the long toss, and then we're pretty passionate about our recovery too. We have a set, and I say a set recovery technique. We have a variety of drills because what's going to work for player A may not work for player B. So we give them a variety of things that they can do after they throw for recovery and arm care and those types of things. And again, we do the Jaeger band routine post throw. So we do it as a warm up and we do it as a cool down.
And how often are you looking up information? It feels like both of us research like a ton. But like I just want to compare notes. Like how much are you researching? Like
I research a lot.
I
do, and I equate it to, I tell kids who come here to train that you should do something every day to get better.
Yeah.
Well, I feel pretty hypocritical if I'm not trying to learn something myself to be a better coach if I'm not doing something every day. So about every day I'm reading or watching a video or trying to figure out how Tim Lincecum came to the major leagues at 5'10", 165 pounds and threw at 98. You know, how's that possible? So I'm constantly looking things up.
Yeah. And one of your players, who is your son, went through the program, and now he's at Western Kentucky. And how is his redshirt sophomore year going for so far right now?
Well, if you'd have asked me 2 weeks ago, I'd have said phenomenal.
Yeah.
The last two starts have been a little rocky.
Yeah.
But that's okay. We're getting to the end of the year, and he's excited about an off season where he can come here and train. He's not going to play based on the innings he's logged at Western this year. He's their Friday night guy, so he's their number one guy now, and so he's excited to come back here, and we're going to hit as hard as we can over the summer and try and amp him up 2 to 3 miles an hour before he goes back in the fall.
And he's not going to play summer baseball this year?
He's not.
He's not going to go to this collegiate league?
No, he is pushing 80 innings right now with one more start to go.
Yeah, that's pushing it.
So I think the plan is to send him home, and like I said, I think he's looking forward to getting to work, and he would like some sort of opportunity to play beyond the college level. And in my opinion, he's 2 to 3 miles an hour away. I think the breaking ball is good. I think the changeup's good, and his I guess pitchability, the mental side is good. He understands going in and out and changing speed. So it's just getting from 87 to 90, 91. And if we can do that, I think he'll have an opportunity.
And for people that don't know how collegiate summer baseball works, positional players are sent to different leagues throughout the country. You have the Coastal Carolina League, you have the Cape Cod, you have the Mink, you have the Prospect League in the Midwest. So with the pitchers though, if they log in too many innings, and that's usually your Friday night or your Saturday night guy, sometimes a Sunday night guy, it just depends. But if those guys get too many innings, they're actually shut down for the summer and they either train or they get a summer job.
He's going to do both.
Yeah, so that's how the summer league works for the college athletes. So it's going to be good to have him back, and it'll be fun to have him around the Tigers and working with the guys as well as he trains.
Right.
So that's very exciting. With Ryan and his career, he's going to be draft eligible next year, right?
He's actually draft eligible
this
June.
year.
There's been a few mixed signals whether or not that'll happen, but like I said, I still think a couple ticks on the radar gun might make that an opportunity for him after next year, which, looking at it at the whole big picture, could be the best opportunity because, yes, he's a red shirt, so it'd be a red shirt junior, but he's going to graduate on time, so he would have a degree in his hand, go into the June draft with an opportunity. So ideally, I think maybe next June is the best opportunity.
And how do you focus with the college guy to the high school guy and then to the youth level with the arms? Like
That's a great question, and we really individualize everything we do here. And as I said earlier, we give a physical assessment and a video analysis from day one. So I think what a lot of academies or pitching programs miss is developing a baseline. I mean, it's one thing to have a goal and a burning desire to get there, but if you don't know where you are, then you don't know how to get to the next step. So we do a pretty thorough evaluation right off the bat just to find out where this player is. And then we can tailor the program to him. And especially high school and college guys, I always ask them when they walk in the door, why are you here? What do you hope to gain from training here? Is it velocity? Is it command? Is it a breaking ball? Is it, what do we need to work on? And then we'll tailor our program to what this individual player needs.
When is the Tigers mini camp for Indiana? When do you guys have
We're going to go the first week of June.
First week of June, and then they start heading out to tournaments when?
That next weekend.
That next weekend. And one of our former coaches in St. Louis is actually transferred, and he's with the Indiana Rawlings Tigers. That's Bo, who was our 18U coach last year. Phenomenal coach. I'm excited to see him with you guys.
We're really excited to have him.
Yeah. So, lightning round. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. One piece of advice for a youth coach right now when it comes to pitching.
Take care of the arm. Take care of the arm.
Plain and simple. Take care of it.
Yeah, and I'm not a pitch count guy, and what I mean by that is not that I believe in abusing kids, but Johnny's good for 30 pitches and Jimmy's good for 60, and it's a coach's job to know the difference. And it's his job to know the signs of this guy's tired or whatever it is, whatever those signs are, just take care of that arm because winning at 10U is not important, but having a chance to play beyond 18U is. So take care of the arm.
What's your favorite movie?
Favorite movie? The Sandlot.
Favorite song? Actually, let's go music.
Okay. I'm a classic rock, 80s guy, Journey, REO Speedwagon, Foreigner.
AC/DC?
AC/DC, I can go that heavy, yeah, I'm good with that.
Book you'd like to recommend to anyone?
The Slight Edge. I've read The Slight Edge by, I think it's Jeff Olson. Olson's his last name. And along the same lines is Darren Hardy wrote, he's an author of Success Magazine. But it's on the same thing of doing something every day to get better.
There it is.
Yeah.
All right, guys. That's Dan Thurston, owner of the Indiana Rawlings Tigers.
Hang on. The Compound Effect. Darren Hardy wrote The Compound Effect. That's the other.
There it
title.
is. Well, there it is. That's the end. You've got the book. You've got everything. And I'll link in everything. I'll link in Dan Thurston's bio. If you have not seen it on our Rawlings Tigers website, you should definitely check it out. So looking forward to seeing how they do. That's it. See ya.